If you're like me and a normal American, you're probably on social media and you see your friends, your parents, normal people all talking about cryptocurrency. And that was me. 3 years ago, I owned 3 Bitcoins. I bought them sub $6,000 each. I would have had a lot of money, and I sold them on this show last summer for around 25 grand after talking with Paul. And so the point of this video is we're here to explain to you the hype of crypto, what's going on, and why you don't need this in your life. We can show you how you'll be perfectly fine, a rich millionaire without all this nonsense. And I'll tell you why, Paul. It was Saturday night, just before Elon Musk was going SNL, and this is the crescendo for one of these stupid coins, Dogecoin. And I said to myself, Paul was on my shoulder there, little baby Paul with his fluffy little belly and butt cheeks sitting there telling me, don't do it, Seth, don't do it. How could Dogecoin go down? Elon Musk on a national stage, the Doge father himself, promoting the coin, saying how wonderful it is, national recognition. And sure enough, Paul, I didn't do anything. Boy, I thought about it. I was going to cheat on you behind your back, Paul, and not tell you. And sure enough, Dogecoin went from around 73 cents down. Yesterday it was at 36. It probably rebounded a smidge. We're talking a 48% loss. Why do I not need these silly cryptos in my life, Paul, when all of my friends are buying them?
By the way, it's 41 cents right now.
Go ahead.
So the hardest part about quote unquote investing is staying on a path that you've chosen and a path that you understand, and all your friends bragging about. This is easy for me. In fact, I use it as motivation when I see my friends bragging about making money on stuff. I always think to myself, yeah, I'm avoiding that. We're in a group chat. And in that group chat, everybody makes fun of me because I once said, imagine buying a stock because the guy who's a new partner in the company is funny. I'm talking about David Portnoy and Penn Gaming.
Yeah.
And all my friends were buying it at $20, $30 a share. Went up to $140. And they were all talking smack to me. When was the last time Penn was brought up in the conversation?
Never.
It has not been brought up in the conversation since. Now why? What is Penn currently at? $76 a share. From 140, how long ago? 140 was
January?
March 15th.
March 15th, wow.
March 15th, it had an intraday high of like 140.
Wow.
So I use what my friends say as a way of saying this is what I should avoid and be careful about, right? It is very difficult. The hardest part about investing is this. It's this. This is the hard part. It's not the numbers. It's the hard part of staying disciplined. How many cryptos are there?
Oh, God.
4,000?
So question, guys. Do they all have different technology?
No.
Some have different technology than others.
They're all using the blockchain, though.
But they're all very similar. Are there 4,000 different technologies?
So, Paul, you bring this up before, and I love this. I saw a video of some guys with only 700 subscribers. Someone suggested to us. We haven't talked about projections of how many coins there could be. At this rate,
well, an infinite number.
Yeah, at this rate, we're at
and
hundreds
by the way,
of
guys,
thousands.
The U.S. Treasury has discussed having their own cryptocurrency. So let me ask you a question. Would you rather have the U.S. cryptocurrency or the ones they're going to ban because they're like, yeah, if you want to use crypto, you got to buy ours? Mm-hmm. That's the thing, guys. The biggest hindrance and the scare for crypto is just government's banning. Crypto was created. Somebody argued with this one. Crypto was used, not necessarily created, but it was used by people to do illegal activity. That was because it's not traceable. Is it not traceable money fine? I mean, yeah, only if you're doing things you shouldn't be doing. Hiring hitmen, buying drugs, selling children into prostitution, things like that. Do you really want to be involved with that? That's what you're supporting. And there's 4,000 of them. How many were, somebody look up how many, Mo, can you look up how many cryptos were in 2015? So I said there, Akon has his own crypto. Who's Akon? He's a rapper. He has his own crypto. Why? I can make my own. We have a game called Dynasty Owner. We have a virtual currency. It's not a crypto. We can make it a crypto.
I have to give a shout out, Paul. These guys were actually called Two Stupid Guys Trading Stocks is their channel. And they made a lot of interesting points. And if they follow, I'd love to, I'm following them.
Oh, you do?
It's quite interesting. They said, let me break this down for you folks. They're calling this a currency, cryptocurrency. So you're spending your money that you've made, which is real currency, on this fake currency, which can't actually be used as currency quite yet at all. I bought a Tesla in 2018, July. Tesla said months before they would accept Bitcoin.
Yeah.
They did not when I bought my car.
Yeah.
And sure enough, this morning now, Elon Musk and Tesla is backtracking on Bitcoin. Mo, you talked about this on your morning show.
Yeah, so they took a $1.5 billion position in Bitcoin. They bought currency or whatever in February. And they said that they were going to accept Bitcoins for cars. And this morning, or last night or whatever, Elon came out after calling Dogecoin a hustle on Saturday Night Live. He came out and said, we're not going to be accepting Bitcoin anymore. And they used the spin that the energy that Bitcoin uses to mine and whatnot, that's the excuse of why they're not going to do it, because it's hurting the environment.
So these guys, Paul, they also say something like, imagine 10 years from now, you go into a restaurant and you say, I'd like to pay for my dinner. Yeah, I'd like to pay for my dinner in a Bitcoin, Cardano, Dogecoin, XRP. And they say, oh, I'm sorry, we only accept a Rapid, Litecoin, Chainlink, Vet Chain, Solana, EDS, Theta. When does this nonsense, Paul?
When does it end?
When can this
First
end?
off, how many world currencies are there?
180. Okay.
180.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
180 world currencies. Number of cryptos from 2013 to 2021.
Oh my God,
66, 506, 562, 644, 1335.
This is not ending anytime soon, Paul.
4,500 today?
4501, February of 2021.
Yep.
Guys, all I ask you is, it's like companies. Here's the difference. If there's this many companies going public, each one of those companies has a cash flow, has balance sheets, has income, has revenue. What is the intrinsic value of a cryptocurrency? What's intrinsic value? What can you sit there and look at and say, this is worth this? All it's worth is public's perception. Your response might be, what's the difference between that and art? Well, the difference with art is, if I go buy a Van Gogh, no one's making another Van Gogh ever again.
Well, Bitcoin's limited, Paul. Now, don't.
Oh, Bitcoin's limited. Great. Bitcoin's limited, but the number of Bitcoins.
What about the other?
What about the other? And by the way, I don't believe for a second that Bitcoin will be limited. I don't believe for a second. The second it starts, listen, guys, anything digitally created can be, this is all digital creation. We're in a simulation right now.
So the point
Elon
is
Musk
all
says that.
this. We could go on for days and we're going to be blasted in the comments. But why do I not need this, Paul? As a normal viewer.
When you're looking for home runs, you're going to strike out a lot. And unfortunately in investing, and I love this analogy, I read it in a book recently. It might have been Sven Carlin's, it might have been somebody else's. Investing is one of the few worlds, it's like the SATs. Remember the SATs? They used to tell you if you don't know the answer, don't answer it. Because if you got the question wrong, they took points away. Mm-hmm. Investing is like the SATs. In baseball, when you strike out, you don't lose runs. In investing, when you strike out and don't do well, you got to go score runs to get back to even again. In baseball, you don't have to. In all sports, you don't lose points and have to get back to even. You just sit there and go, okay, I'm screwed here. In investing, you're screwed. If you go from $100 down to 50, you got to make 100% just to get back to even. You have to go make 100% to get back to even. Everybody wants the funny part is, all these people who believe this, if you ask them if they believe in hard work and really, they're like, oh, absolutely. What are you doing with this? This isn't hard work. Go learn the discipline. Go learn the numbers. Go learn the fundamentals. The best investors ever didn't invest in this, didn't invest in the hype over the last 70 years, and they became the best investors ever. And they crushed you doing it because they didn't buy these hype things.
And one of you two just said, hitting a home run. Why does everything have to be a home run grand slam in today's day and age?
Singles and doubles. By the way, it's not no, Mo, I disagree with you. It's everything. I guarantee you.
It's everything. It's everything.
You guarantee you go back 80 years, people still want to make money fast.
I do agree with you, but it's just like, man, just stick to a process. Beat the market by a little bit every year. You don't need to make 10,000%.
Not every year. Weekend. Beat the market by a little bit over a 10-year period, and you will do very, very well.
I break it down, Paul. I'm in a master. The website Masterclass is tons of like cool little classes from the world's elite.
Yeah.
And in every other sector of the world, whether it's sports or writing, making movies, we follow the people who are the best.
Yeah.
We take their word for everything.
Right.
And all of a sudden, old folks like Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett, they're out of touch.
But yet hundreds of millions of people watch their show, watch their thing and say they're out of touch. Yet we all still, and then those people still, Kathy Wood still talks about value investing. She says if Tesla grows 90% a year, this is a value investment. So they say they're outdated, out of the realm of possibility in terms of being right anymore, but yet everybody wants to be them.
Everybody, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger are out of touch 51 weeks a year. The weekend that the annual meeting is, they're geniuses. Everybody loves them. And by the way, it's not
because guess what? They say it all the time. Every single day, there's articles written about Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger being brilliant.
That's true, but the masses call them brilliant when they see it in front of Yahoo Finance.
So if this resonates,
what they know.
Thanks, Mo. If this resonates and you're confused why all your friends are doing this, you feel out of the loop. You probably feel alone. That you're not getting on this wild train. Why?
Then welcome to Daddy.
What?
Welcome to daddy.
The water's warm.
Listen, when I was learning value investing, we didn't have YouTube. We didn't have all these ways of people to get together and believe these things. Like literally, how many messages do we get a week and a day? People saying, oh my God, when I watched your video, it just clicked.
Yes.
That's what value investing does. You either get it or you don't. Now, I will give it credit to Seth. Seth at first didn't get it, and over time, he's been like, now I see him talk about things. He's like, these idiots. I'm like, that's so awesome.
That was me. I'm talking to myself. I mean, that was me a couple of years ago.
But you know what? So it was me 25 years ago.
Yes.
Right? So we all learn. Unfortunately, it takes losing a lot of money to learn usually.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm sitting here saying about all this stuff is just think about what it's worth. I would much rather have you go buy Magic the Gathering cards, rare baseball cards. I like rare books. I buy rare books all the time. Why? Because I go, hey, I have a Warren Buffett signed security analysis. How many more of those are going to be made here in the next few years when
he kicks it?
When he kicks it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen. And it's a third edition from 1930, whatever. It ain't going to happen. That to me is something that's like, okay, as opposed to how many different cryptocurrencies are there going to be? Jeez, oh, Pete. Jeez, oh, Pete, guy. I mean, this is insane. I'm sorry. If you believe this, just ask yourself, what's the difference between this and the tulip mania back 500 years ago, 400 years ago? Go look into that. It's no different. It's no different. It's just crypto versus tulips. It's just a sign of the times. That's it.
Yeah, that's our take. I mean, I came up with this video idea because I just keep seeing my friends who are just normal people who probably shouldn't have any idea what they're doing with finances pretend to be crypto experts. And someone in the comment below you will read is, Paul, you should have a crypto expert on your channel because you guys don't
By the way, that patron, several people said it to me, but one patron said it to me and he commented in Discord. He's like, Paul, I'm sorry. I'm like, you're not the only one who said that. But I joked and said, what's a crypto expert?
Yeah. Well, you just
To me, a crypto expert is a day trading expert. Somebody who can read charts and momentum. That's it.
And unfortunately, on Facebook, it looks like the crypto experts are your buddies who have normal jobs. And I'm assuring you they're probably not.
They're not crypto experts, guys.
If this resonates, you can click the Patreon link below and join our community that we're building, and follow more of our videos. If you've been confused so far, and this is maybe a beacon of light for you moving forward, we're happy to help. And that's our show. Thanks, guys. Love you. Tickle the thumbs up on the way out. See you guys.